he got the most out of all of the kids. And I think there were so many kids at the School for the Blind that would not have been where they're at today had they not had that little shove from Lou to continue on. I know a lot of kids that were ready to quit, and he had a way of convincing them that they just needed to keep going. And from the elite kid that was a wrestler or a runner at the school to the kids that never made it around the track, he had the same amount of enthusiasm to get them to do things and to succeed in what they were trying to do.
I was brought up in a family where you were taught not to stare at people who had disabilities. So here I am, my first day on the job, kids who were blind all around, and I'm not looking at them. And I'm not learning anything. And finally I got to the point where I said to myself, this is where you're going to work, you have to get to know the kids that you're going to work with. Almost every kid that competed in the programs that I ran, the sports programs, and they competed as I measured success, and those were the things: come every day, work hard every day, perform as best you can. So all those kids who competed what I called successfully were successful in their life afterwards. And that for me is, that was the measure that was most important to me, is to see kids who were blind not let that blindness define them.
On the wrestling team, I learned the organization and commitment to work that has really carried me through a lifetime. I've been at work many, many years, and no matter how hard it gets, all I have to do is think back to a wrestling practice in high school, and there is nothing that equals that.
Lou is a natural leader. When you look at how he organizes his company, he does not have an ego that gets in the way. He wants the company to succeed. He wants everyone around him to succeed. And the way he does that is he builds an organization of the most qualified people he can find. He makes sure that they understand what the objectives are, and then he gets out of their way and he lets them get that job done.
As I came to Bosma Enterprises, I think the thing I'm most proud of during my time here is when I came, we had one person who was blind who had a job other than on the production lines. We eventually had significant numbers of people who were blind, who worked in jobs other than on the production line. They made known the fact that they would like to move up in the company, got the training, and now we have a CEO who is blind, we have people on the ELT who are blind, and we have people who are blind at every level throughout the company. And for me, if there's ever to be a legacy for myself, that would be it. Not that we grew from a very small company in terms of gross revenues to a medium-sized company in terms of gross revenues, but what happened amongst folks here who were blind, who were limited to working on a production line, who no longer are.